Welcome to Car Comparos. Today we'll be comparing the Datsun Redigo versus the Tata Nano GenX. Pricing and features. The Nano GenX XM is the cheapest car having AC and power steering in India. It retails for 2.7 lakh rupees on road Delhi. For all the tall, well-built gentlemen on a tight budget, the Nano used to be the only affordable option since the Alto 800 was just too claustrophobic for them. But not anymore. Renault Nissan has finally unleashed the double whammy of the Quid and the Redigo to take the Alto 800 head on. Will the Nano end up bearing all the collateral damage? Let's find out. The cheapest Redigo having AC and power steering, which is the T variant, costs 3.6 lakh rupees, which is 85,000 rupees or 30% more expensive than the equivalent Nano. Fuel efficiency. The Tata Nano GenX manual has an ARAI certified mileage of 23.6 kmpl, which is 1.5 kmpl less than the Datsun Redigo's mileage of 25.2 kmpl. In our back-to-back tests, the Redigo was consistently 1 kmpl more efficient than the GenX Nano. Nano's 90 kg heavier curb weight and its 4-speed gearbox takes its toll on its fuel efficiency. The Nano GenX Automatic with the cutting-edge 5-speed AMT transmission has an ARAI certified mileage of 21.9 kmpl, which is 3.3 kmpl less than the manual geared Redigo. However, in our real-world tests, the Nano Automatic was just over 1 kmpl thirstier than the Redigo. This equates to an extra expenditure of around 15,000 rupees on refueling the Nano as compared to a Redigo over a usage of 75,000 kilometers. Reliability and after-sales service. Datsun has been around for over 2 years in the Indian market, and its parent brand Nissan has been around for even longer. In this period, the reliability and after-sales service of Datsun cars has without any doubt been better than Tata Motors. The inherent product reliability of the Datsun Go has been better than any Tata product launched till date, which shouldn't really come as a surprise since the Go and Go Plus are essentially nothing but rehashed Nissan Micras. Nissan Datsun's service support has been observed to be inconsistent across the country, but the innate reliability of its cars causes fewer unscheduled visits to their service centers in the first place. Secondly, Tata's record for service support has been consistently bad and is worsening further day by day. Nissan Datsun's network reach with its 200 plus dealerships and rising will soon catch up with Tata Motors' 300 and shrinking dealership count. Resale and cost of ownership. The Nano has depreciated sharply over the past 5 to 7 years and is expected to do the same going forward, which means a brand new Nano XM bought today will sell for no more than 1 lakh rupees after 5 to 7 years. The Redigo, on the other hand, is bound to depreciate much lesser thanks to its excellent frugality, reliability and practicality compared to the Nano. The Redigo T actually works out to be cheaper to own than a Nano XM over an ownership period of 5 to 7 years. It more than makes up for the extra 85,000 rupees expenditure required while purchase by saving around 15,000 rupees in fuel cost and by fetching at least 80,000 rupees more than a Nano when you finally decide to part ways with it. Nano's frugal nature seems to be more of a myth than a reality. Performance and drivability. The Nano GenX is disappointingly slow compared to the Redigo, be it in terms of low-speed drivability, overtaking prowess or outright acceleration. The Nano is an eye-watering 60% less powerful and torquey than the Redigo in terms of its power-to-weight and torque-to-weight ratios. Redigo's refinement, though not great, is still immensely better than Nano's tractor-like soundworks courtesy of its 2-pot engine. Space and comfort. Tata could have easily managed the space inside the Nano's cabin a little more sensibly and given a decent 200-odd liter boot. But instead, they decided to give unnecessary amounts of knee room and leg room as if it is going to be used by 6'4" Vikings, leaving hardly any space for luggage. Earlier, They hadn't even thought of a door to make that 110-liter rear glove box accessible. But later on, they seem to have at least decided to make the best of what they've got. Redigo, on the other hand, didn't go around reinventing the basic concept of an automobile that has evolved over the past 100 years and simply made a car as compact as possible for seating 4 adults with a usable 222-liter boot. One area where the Redigo could have easily done better is the look and feel of its interiors, though in comparison to the Nano, it still feels considerably upmarket and well put together. Handling and ride quality. Nano's dynamics are fundamentally flawed. Nobody knows what logic the buffoons at Tata applied when they gave it 12-inch wheels. They must have kept forgetting what Indian roads are like every time they entered the company premises. The only explanation is that they tried to emulate the Maruti 800, forgetting the fact that it was a Japanese kei car made to run on Tokyo's inch-perfect tarmac. To make matters worse, Tata made it so tall that to stop it from rolling over, they had to make its springs extra stiff, and then there was the tiny wheelbase joining the party. Not surprising then that it has one of the most punishing ride quality of any mass market car ever sold in India. With spindly 135 section rubber at front, the lesser we talk about its handling, the better. The Datsun Redigo, on the other hand, tries so hard to overcome its inherent shortcomings of a tiny footprint, tall body, and narrow tires that you can't help but feel impressed by the final outcome. There is decent pump absorption and excellent stability at highway speeds. Thanks to its feather-light curb weight, it is delightfully responsive, though enthusiastic cornering is not quite its forte. That brings us to the verdict. Choosing the Redigo over the Nano is an absolute no-brainer. Technically, it is a far superior automobile than the Nano, thanks to better drivability, performance, refinement, efficiency, handling, and even safety. It is also a more practical car than the Nano, thanks to well-packaged interiors and better driver ergonomics. But most importantly, after a circumspect comparison, the Redigo actually turns out to be cheaper. Yes, you heard that right, cheaper than an equivalent Nano. If you don't believe us, just check out how steeply 5-year-old Nanos have depreciated compared to the Eons and Altos of similar vintage. However, we still can't wholeheartedly recommend you to go ahead and buy the Redigo, especially when its twin sister, the Renault Kwid, is available at showrooms across the street.